Good afternoon, YouTubers. Welcome back to the channel. As I promised, I have what you've seen before. What is it, a 2008 Mazda 3? This one you've seen before. I put this engine in way back when. This is the one that I put made, what the hell was it called? The 2 liter to 2.3 liter from 1 year to another. It worked, but the VVTs were not the greatest. It made a clattering noise. I took 2 engines, made one from 2 different years, took the cams, VVTs, all this other stuff, made it work. It fired up. It just, the VVTs and the owner that owns this pile didn't want to invest the time and effort into putting new VVTs in, because honestly we didn't know if that was going to fix the problem. So we did away with that engine, and he picked up this engine and drivetrain and I put it in. So the video that I have for the engine swap, will it run? It does run. This is the was the result of it. I didn't finish that video because by the time I got done and all the other stuff, I was just done with it. So now I've put, he got the engine, drivetrain, transmission, whole package out of another 2008, and he gave it to me to put it in. So now I have to ask you guys, this engine's back because it is blown up. Not by my hand. I have no idea if it was his hand or not, but you tell me if I'm on the hook for this. So I've really done diagnosis on this and found, whoops, that's not it, that it has no cylinder pressure on 3 cylinders, 1, 2, and 3. They're all dead. This is the result of cylinder 1. That is not supposed to look like that. There's supposed to be some more spark plug there. It's supposed to look like cylinder 4, which has compression. It's supposed to look like this. So either end of the engine, cylinder 1, cylinder 4. So cylinders 2 and 3 don't look any better. So cylinders 2, come on, focus, and cylinder 3, it was kind of tapped, but still. Or, oh, wait a minute. Oh, sorry. That cylinder 3. That cylinder 4. So yeah, that one had a little bit of a love tap to it too, as you can tell. So yeah, cylinders 1, 2, and 3 are all dead. I don't know what the fuck happened to this engine. The story I got, or I've been retold, because it's been, what, almost a year now, since it was here the last time. Like I said, I put the engine, and it was a full pack. Engine, transmission, CV axles, the whole fucking shebang. Basically just took it, shoved it into the frame rails, fired the key, and sent it. He tells me on the way home, it started running like a bag of shit. He tells me, because I can't remember the conversation to save my life, he tells me that I just told him to run it because it's the engine that he gave me. It's got to be working. It's got to be something else. Later on, I figured it was a fuel pump because, well, I have no idea the condition of anything in this car. It was the story I've gotten from it. It was a drunk driver. He got into a wreck. Somehow it ended up where he got it. It doesn't need a safety. That's why he's putting the time and effort into it. So we tried to do the engine. I was willing to make one for him out of the stuff I had to get rid of the engine, but that plan failed. He got me an engine for wherever. He paid, I think, $500, $800 for the car, pulled the engine and drivetrain out of it, and then gave it to me to put into this one. And like I said, it ran, it drove, well, it's to the end of my driveway, but it ran, no issues. And then it failed. soon after he drove it from here. I guess he was about halfway home when it started failing. So my guess is somewhere along the lines of that one being tapped, and then it just went downhill from there. So I have no idea what is wrong with this engine, but I'm going to bring you guys along, and I'm going to do a deep dive on this engine. This is the only reason why this fucking thing is back here. I basically told him to go pound sand when he tells me, well, I should rewind a little bit. I go back up to his place. He lives an hour away from me. So I go and make a service call and determine it's got to be a fuel pump issue. It was 40 below, and I'm doing the diagnosis in his driveway. So I told him, I says, wait till spring. We'll get it pulled back to my place, or you can tow it back to my place, and I can do a little more in-depth trying to figure out what was wrong with the car. So when I came back and told him that the engine is completely buggered, he accused me of sabotaging the engine. As I showed you, how in the hell do I sabotage an engine? And why would I do that to myself? It's basically shooting yourself in the foot. Just why? Why would I bring this on myself? But trying to tell him, or trying to convey to him, that it is not my fault that this engine has shit the bed. He is adamant that he didn't get the services he paid for. I say he did. I put it in, it ran, it drove, it left. So therefore, the $500 that he spent to put this engine into it, he has received. You tell me whether he has or has not received said services. It ran when it left. It had red light warranty. So now we are on engine fucking 3. So this pile is again brought to me, origins unknown. It is what you see is what I've got right now is a 2.3 liter Mazda 3 of X year, and it is, as you see it, plucked from its grave and given to me. As far as I'm aware, it has, come on, focus, you bugger. Come on, you can do it. All right, come on, focus. You're just not going to do that, are you? Anyway, it doesn't have, come on, yeah, bugger. It doesn't have anything on the stick, so I'm assuming they drained the oil out of it before they transported it to me. So now I got to put that crap in. But everything harness-wise is here. So what you see is how I'm going to put it in. Engine harness is not cut except for one ground cable, minor. O2 sensor, but at least they didn't cut it on the one side of the plugs. This is car side, so that works. They cut the AC lines, but that's still on the car, so that's of no concern. They cut the rad hoses, again, none of my concern, don't care. And the heater core hoses, they cut. So other than that, those are the only problems I see. They didn't disconnect them and then leave them for me. I have no problems with this. Oh, that's so good. So they took the starter off of it to get it out, but again, I have a starter here that I know does work because I had to crank this over. And it's got the same crap. So there's the ground cable I need, and there's the O2 sensor I need, and then everything else. So he'll have some extra coils, I guess. Yeah, man. Oh, why are you being like that? So, like I said, timing chain is still good. It didn't break, but I'm thinking it skipped. There's a VVT, and then there's nothing wrong here to the top end. So I'm not sure if it blew a head gasket and it just filled up with water and then grenaded after that, or something down below that he farted with and then put it out of timing and then it grenaded itself. But that's what I'm about to find out. I'm going to bring you along. So tonight, I'm going to The hood off. I am going to take the headlights and this crash bar off. And I'm in absolutely no hurry to finish this and get it back to him. Because he's absolutely twisted me something fierce. Like the channel says, Angry Scotsman. And I'm very angry. I don't like people questioning what I do. I may not know everything I know. I've never taken schooling or anything like that. It's just years of trial and error. And I know damn well how to put a fucking engine in. I've been very successful on every engine I've put in. And I've not had one fucking grenade yet. So therefore, this irritates the shit out of me. And then somebody questioning me, oh, you did this to me. I want this done. I want this done. I have, like, right now, we're on texting terms. I do not want to see him in person. I text him and let him know certain things. I do not talk to him on the phone. I do not talk to him in person because I am so infuriated right now that I could literally strangle him and not have any remorse of doing so. Because he's twisted me that far. Not saying I'm going to, but that's where my anger level is. Because, yeah, you come up to me and go, well, you did this to me, I didn't get what I wanted or paid for, yada, yada. You did. I put it in, it ran, it drove away. You told me explicitly, stupid bees, you told me explicitly you drove this thing 3 hours from where you picked it up to where you pulled the engine out. Where you pulled it out and drove it another hour to me, for me to put it in, and it sat here waiting to be put in for a week. Like, what the fuck happened between the time it left your place and the time that it got to my place? Because there was nothing in my place when I put this fucking thing in. And then it grenaded on the way home. Like, why would I shoot myself in the foot? Like, please tell me. I still say I am 100% not at fault for this shit. But the only reason why I'm doing it is because I want to find out and prove to him, them, person, whatever you want to go with. I want to prove that this problem is not mine. So therefore, I am in no fucking hurry to actually get it out, get it done, and sent it off. Because, yeah, I'm going to be pulling the head off of this and finding out what's down hole and finding out what's going on. I still don't understand how 3 cylinders can be dead. Like, there is no compression. It doesn't come up with anything. And then it also didn't sound like it had dead holes when you're cranking it over. Maybe because there's only one that actually worked, and I couldn't tell the distinguishing between the 4, which one was technically dead. Again, when I went to his place, it tried to start, and it kind of did it, and then it sputtered, and then not again. So I went, oh, well, maybe the fuel pump is just buggered in it. But there's no fuel ports on this thing, and the tool I had didn't have the adapters, and I needed to hook onto the fuel line to check it. And at the time, I didn't have my compression tester in his place, and I wasn't going to be running back and forth every time with a slightly different tool to do a certain different thing. It took me 2 hours to get to this point because it also has a remote starter from Mazda that I really don't like, and I thought that might have been a problem too, like an interrupt that was bucking up. Because every time you put the battery onto it, the alarm goes off, the immobilizer kicks in, and yada. So I took all that crap out to distinguish that the electrical problem is not the problem. So yeah, then back to the engine and started checking the holes and come up to the conclusion that it was like, oops, it's fried. So that's where I'm at right now. So, like I said, we're gonna do a deep dive. Get my blood pressure back under control here and get at this, and I'll do basically daily updates. Well, once I get down to the engine, I'll bring you along again and show you where I'm at. Because it's boring. You've seen one, you've seen 100 of these stupid things being torn apart. So my thing tonight is I'm only going to spend a half an hour. I'm going to pull the headlights off, pull the crash barrier, bumper thing, whatever the hell they want to call this thing, and get it down to that. And then tomorrow I'll do a little bit more until I get to where I need to be on the engine. Because the only thing that's coming out is that fucking engine. The drivetrain is going to stay in there. The tires are even going to try to stay on. I'm just going to jack it up, pull what I need. But yeah, I'm in no hurry. I am just pissed that somebody goes, you did this to me. Your job that you did sucks. Like, no, I did well. Yes, I did well. It started, it ran, I sent you back your crap. And then, like, you get what you pay for. You pay $500 for something that is already written off in the junkyard. It was there for a fucking reason. You drove it. Who knows what was going on with that thing? It could have been just a ticking time bomb, and I just jostled something. Again, I don't know what happened between the time he pulled it out and put it here. Because he a jankier setup than this to pull it out. Doesn't know how to spell the word engine, let alone how to take one out and put one back in. That's why he has me do it. So therefore, what did he do between the time that he pulled it out and put it in my driveway? What happened to it? I can understand if one bolt drops down whole and then you hear and then all things stop, then you know you've basically go, oh fuck, you've done something wrong. None of that. No clattering, no nothing, no rattles. So I have no idea. So I'm thinking it slipped time somehow and it just went downhill from there. Because that's kind of what it looks like. They're goddamn bees. That's basically what it's looking like, is their interference engine and something came out of tolerance and just went hello and tapped. So yeah, well, that's it for today. I've done my little rant. I'll bring you along when I get down to the engine and it's basically ready to pull out, or I get down to why this thing failed so badly. But I bid you do. Welcome back. It's been a week and some since I did the intro. I didn't figure I was going to upload it after I did it, so I'm just going to keep adding on to it. So, this far into it, I've got the harness blied out, and then all the hoses taken off, and it's all sorts of guts, and the vital fluids bleeding all over my floor. But this is what basically 20 minutes a day, every other day has gotten me. Like I said, I am in no hurry. I look at it as you're not getting any extra time, so you ain't getting my weekends. I've given you my 2 days of a weekend before to do this. Actually, I gave them, I would say 2, maybe 3 weekends, because I tried to do the other engine, but that's on me. So 1 full weekend of doing an engine transplant, drivetrain, the whole shebang, 1 weekend. You ain't getting another one. So when I come home from work, I spend 20, maybe 30 minutes, depending on what I feel that day. Yesterday and the day before, I absolutely feel like shit, so I just said, no, not doing anything. Today, I had a little bit of an energy drink today, so I figured I'd get a little bit more pep in my step. I'll do a little bit more today. So yeah, all the hoses and all the harnesses off of it now. So now I basically got to jack the car up and pull the AC lines off, as this one comes with an AC pump. Have no idea if it's any good. I have no idea whether that was any good. So I'm at the same spot. So I'll just pull the mangled lines off of this and put it on there. I still haven't gotten any rad fluid or oil. I could probably just reuse the rad fluid that's there. And the engine oil, I have no idea whether I'm going to get it or not. Got a text from the guy today. He says, any updates? And I'm just like, nope. Not going to play the, well, I'm at this stage in the game, so he can hound me every day when it's done. You'll get it back when it's done. Just simple as that. I'm not playing that game. I'm still very foul about it. So you ain't getting any more of my time. And Jesus Christ, bees, will you bugger off? So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I have a 4-day weekend coming up, and I can guarantee you that it won't be spent on this. I'm thinking it might be spent on rebuilding that door. So instead of opening either side, it might go up instead. So that my weekend on, and or going to get parts from my truck and working on my shed and working on my house and everything else. Anything but working on this. Like I said, you ain't getting any of my time. You've already spent that, well, you've already bought that time. You ain't getting it. I'm damn guaranteed that whatever happened to this engine is of not my cause and of his malicious. So I'm still debating whether I'm going to go after him for any amount of time that I've spent on this. Like look at this interior. Like, it's in shambles right now. The back seat's been pulled up. That was basically me trying to find out if the fuel pump is working. So I got to put this back seat down at least. But he's got like, here's original paint, here's his paint, so you can see there's a difference. And he calls himself a body man. No, I think me being an amateur did better on my blue car than that, because you can tell his fender original. So, and then the other side's the same way. So I don't know how he paints or where he painted it, but you can definitely tell. And this one hasn't been repainted. So yeah, this one hasn't been repainted. This is still, you can tell, original, but fitment is a thing. But yeah, so it's as far as I'm concerned, it's a pile. There's the pile of parts that's been coming out of it. So yeah, so that's where I'm at today. I'll give you another update in another few days, or when this thing's a herpy on the floor, which won't be this weekend. So it'll be maybe 4 days before I think about getting to this. Or if I'm sitting there twiddling my thumbs and absolutely bored out of my freaking gourd this weekend because all my plans were put up in the air. I had planned on going camping this weekend with the family, the extended family. But since some of the extended family has now come down with the Rona, well, that was blown sky high. So we're trying to stay away from them, or at least all the ones that are not really acceptable. I haven't gotten it once, but basically the entire family, except my mother and father, have gotten the damn thing at least once. So I don't know if I got a high immune system or I just dodge a bullet, but I've been dodging a bullet for 2 years now, and I have yet to ever get it. So lucky me. But yeah, that's why I'm basically going to be twiddling my thumbs this weekend and trying to figure out other things to do. But like I said, it's not going to be this. So update in another few days, I'm sure. See ya. For the same day. Got into the head, and I have now found the AHA fucking smoking gun, and definitely not my fault. So let's show you the engine. So cylinders 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see some witness marks, and then you see witness marks, witness marks, witness marks. So these two are dead as well. They have no compression. This one absolutely has no compression, but there's a reason. Okay, so look at the valve keeper. So this is 1, 2, 3. So this is intake side, exhaust side. Note the keepers. They're still there. There's your problem, lady. We have something not right here. This is broken off and beaten the living shit out of this. And then, I don't know where the hell this came from, but that looks like the thing that was doing all this damage up here. And then, it must have been the same thing here, and it beat the piss out of it. There's no way in hell I have caused this. Absolutely no way. And then this one's fine. So, I don't know if this is the cause of it. Like, what the fuck is this? Hey. Something broken off somewhere. Like, it's not a bolt. It's not anything I would have fucking done. It is... Well, I don't fucking know what the hell that is. In order to get this thing down the intake, like this is stupidly. I didn't take the spark plugs out, so that's nearly impossible. And here's the intake runner. So you would have had to push it in here, and then it would have had to come out here, and then go into the valve, and then drop down. So, I don't fucking know. Because the intake sits here. Oh, sorry. No. Intake sits here. So it would have had to come in this way and then travel down these three runners and get in there. So, and I didn't take the spark plugs out. So what the fuck happened here? And this, holy Jesus. There's no way in hell this is me. This is cylinder 1, and that spark plug was absolutely beat to hell. This one, they had contacts. And they have no compression because these things are beaten open. So, yeah, definitely not my fault. This, I can't call it a catastrophic failure of the engine. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't even begin to find out what the hell happened to this engine, but it's definitely an interesting one. The head gasket didn't blow, didn't do anything, it didn't overheat. The engine oil doesn't have any shiny bits in it. The like I said, the head gaskets like pristine. Like there's no signs of overheating. So well, that's the smoking gun. It is hotter than hell right now. So that was the smoking gun. I'll put this thing back together now. At the snail's pace I'm doing it right now. But at least now I have a smoking gun. And I definitely definitive saying, nope, wasn't my fault. I don't know what the hell this is. And yeah... I don't know, because the spark plugs, it took a while to get them out too, and the coils and whatnot, everything basically as you see this one, as it's complete this way, is the exact same way I got this engine. So minus the transmission being attached to it, but this is the engine package essentially I got from this one. So I have no idea even if this one will do anything different, but yeah, I don't know, lost for words. But I guess I'm gonna have to end today on that note and send this on its way. Yeah. I don't know. So yeah, yeah, I'm still at a loss of words. So I'll continue on fixing this and putting the new stuff in and drop it in place sometime this week and get it out of my hair, what little hair I have, and bid this thing adieu and basically give the finger to the guy that's told me that I destroyed this. There's no way I did this. Like, has anybody ever seen this happen to any of their engines they've done? Like, where's that little ball bearing thing? I'm sure that's... Well, I don't know. It's not a ball bearing. It's a little nubbin of something that must have fallen off somewhere and then gotten inside. I don't know. The only thing I can think of is it's like I would have had to take off 3 spark plugs, drop down some type of nubbin inside of it, and it would have rattled the entire time it drove out of here. And you can't time that, so it falls off at a certain time. Like, no, come on. There's no way in hell I did this. But I can't call it a catastrophic engine failure either. I honestly don't know. Something, well, the valve I can call engine failure. Maybe that's something broke. Well, maybe actually. Come to think of it. Maybe. I wonder if I can find that little nubbin now. Well, it is the Monday of, I think, week 3 now. The engine is now back in place. Voila. Took a little bit of finagling to get that transmission back on, because this was higher and that was lower and all this other stuff. So much fuckery was required to get the thing back in place. And yeah, just plopped it back on the mounts. Nothing else is hooked up, just on the mounts. So I'm not going to bore you with putting this thing back together and whatnot right at the moment. I'll probably bring you back. I'll bring you back when I get this thing fired up, because I'm going to take and fire it up, turn it around, and that's about as much as the test as I'm going to do. This pile of stuff from the old engine is going to go in the back of this, because I'm not getting rid of it. I don't want it. I am not going to sit on it. It is his problem, not mine. So, yeah. I'll be back in a few days and, well, hopefully have this thing turn over. And it will be, again, proof that this thing was running. And one more nail in the coffin of, I don't want to see this person again. Good morning. It's a wonderful Saturday. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. So an update on the project from hell. The thing is in. The transmission was an absolute shit show. For whatever reason, the torque converter would not seat right, and I thought it was in all the time. So I put the engine back in. It would lock up the engine because it would push everything forward. Take it apart again, fiddle with it, try to do it again and again and again. So since I'm only spending 20-30 minutes a day, once you hit that one roadblock, you're just like, you know what, piss on it, I'm done. And you just go in the house and you just kind of recollect your thoughts. So I did that basically 5 times this week. So it's in now. I tried to fire it last night, and the jump pack that I've got died. It just kind of turned over. Then I realized that I had the fuel lines backwards. I thought I had them on right, but these two here I had reversed. So yeah, other than that, it's back in. I still have to do the CV axles. I still have to do, so, well, as you see, a few touch-ups, and I went to go try to start it today, and now the starter's giving me an issue. So like I said, this project is just full of fucking fun. If it's not the transmission giving me issues, now the starter is crapping out. So I gotta hit it with a hammer in order to get the fucking thing to turn over. So I do have the starter from the other engine. This one didn't come with this engine, but I have a spare one from another engine. So I'll throw that one on there, see if it's any better, and see if it turns over. It's also very, very weak rolling over, But again, my battery pack is near dead, and faulty cable, but it's charging now. So it's one half dozen another. Second fire up of the project from hell. This is to prove that it is working and that it sounds good. More or less to cover my ass again and to prove a point. So there includes it. Another unknown junkyard engine. I have no fucking clue where it came from. Don't know how many kilometers on it. I don't know if it's been a hard life, easy life, or a moderate life. But that's how the other one sounded when it left. I don't know what happened to it after it left. And it's going to be the same scenario for this one. So therefore, it's together. Now all I have to do is just assemble Humpty Dumpty's front end. I put the axles on tonight. Which for this stupid project actually went simple. These ones are just a little stub, fits into a socket, and you kind of jiggle it around. As you put a jack load onto it, it falls in. Ideally, most of the times you put this thing into like the socket, put it in, and you give a little tap on the side, and it just goes thump, and she goes. This one is like a hot dog down a hallway. It's as soon as I put it into it, I just pushed the rotor into it and went thump, and then just put the bolt into it. So after all the shit that I've had to go through with on this, that it's actually now submitting and giving me some good time is a good thing. So that's it for this project. I'm going to wrap this up now. I'm just going to finish off the front end and then drive it out afterwards. I've still got the engine from it. I'm going to turn it around and throw all that crap into the back of this car. So I'm going to turn it around and throw all that crap in the back of the car and say goodbye to this thing. To the left of me here, I've got another customer's car I've still got to put the filler neck into, but that's a whole other video. But yeah, so there. This is proof that it wasn't my fault, and this is proof now that it's working. So that's it. That's all. I'm done. Check you later.